What if you could test your book on thousands of readers before you publish a single word? There's a research tool out of China called MiroFish. It builds 500,000 digital personas and throws an idea at them, a product, a policy, a campaign, then watches what happens. They react, they argue, they share. Then a second wave reacts to the first wave, and then a third. What emerges across those rounds isn't a focus group. It's a simulation of cultural response, how an idea actually moves through a digital population. I didn't use their code, but I took the concept and built something leaner, something purpose-built for authors. I call it AuthorSwarm, a reader prediction engine that simulates how your book lands with the audience you're actually trying to reach. Here's how it works. Here is AuthorSwarm running in your terminal. This is just an example of what it might look like. We have a cool summary up here at the top. Up to 10,000 AI readers judge your book, or at least it's a reader response prediction engine. You have a nice summary table here, all the different platforms that the simulated readers are going to respond on: BookTok, Goodreads, Bookstagram, Reddit, Twitter, and then just like internet lurkers. We have age ranges of the different personas. Remember, every persona has a different personality. We have different providers that you can use, and you can see that each round is going to be shown here on the terminal. So you could just open up your terminal and watch this as it happens in real time. In this case, I think I was using Gemini for this one, but you can use a couple different AIs. You can even use Olama to keep everything completely free. You can run 100 reader personas, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. It all comes included in the zipped file that you'll get when you get the tool. And then you'll just run that code in your terminal. There's a user guide, a README that makes it as easy as it can be, but it's really cool to see this happening in real time. You can see different names down here at the bottom of the different simulated personas and the platforms they're working on. Sometimes there's a batch issue. This has been largely corrected in the version that is now on Ko-Fi, because this was, I think, version 1. But it has some fallbacks, and so it'll keep going even if there's some errors in there. But again, that's been largely fixed. Now we're starting round 2. This can take up to a couple of hours to run, so it's something that you can certainly watch if you want to. It's cool to see it happening in real time, but also you can just leave this running and go do something else and come back when it's finished. The finished output will be in an output folder on your own desktop. You just put your story into the folder itself. It's all described in the README and user guide. So you just add your story or your story idea and then run the program, and it's going to just run for you and then output a beautiful report. So stay around for that, because I'm going to show you that report at the end of this video and what it looks like. Here we are at round 3. You can see that we're getting summaries of what's happening in each round. All of the personas are responding to all the responses from all of the rounds before it. What evolves is this beautiful data set that give you good information moving forward on how a real audience might respond to your story idea. I'm going to let this run, and I'll jump back on here once the report is ready. Wait, before I get to the report, I want you to know that you can just download MiroFish for free and play with it yourself. Now, I understand this is like a research grade, so you'll probably need a really powerful computer. The API fees might be crazy. It might take a long time, but just want you to know that you don't need my tool to do this. MiroFish is completely free on GitHub for you to download and do whatever it is you want with it. My tool is customized for authors and easier to run on your own computer. As promised, here is the beautiful report. You'll see that there's a summary at the top. This one just did 637 readers. That's been fixed already to be closer to 1,000, 5,000, or 10,000 that you can do with the product itself. I went ahead and did 5 rounds of reader response, and this is the reader prediction report. Up here, we have some cool cards of summaries of what we did and what the ratings were, and then we can just scroll. Here's the premise of the book. Here's a rating distribution, emotional reactions. You can just keep scrolling. You can get a lot of the responses from the different rounds. And it's really interesting to read through here and see the different personas on the different platforms like Bookstagram and BookTok, how they responded on Twitter to your book or book premise or book title, whatever you put into the file to be responded to. We have just like an online lurkers, and we have a Reddit simulation. We have a breakdown of the harshest critics versus the biggest fans. This is great feedback for your book or your story, simulated social feed from the different rounds, from the different platforms. You can just keep scrolling. There's so much information here. There's a whole controversy radar that'll tell you what was controversial or provocative about the story. There's a did not finish analysis, how many people would quit reading the story itself. This is just a prediction engine. It's not guaranteed. There's a round timeline. So I did 5 rounds in this particular report. But again, you can do 1 round all the way up to 30 rounds. And the more rounds is the more the readers are responding to each other's responses. So it really simulates what happens in the real world. So we're going to keep going down for the report. See what else we can find down here. If you keep scrolling down, you'll get to this viral potential. So moderate buzz for this one, at least in the prediction engine. Recommended next steps. This is one of my favorite parts, other than just the scorecard about the buzz. And this is what you should do based on all of the scores and the positive and negative feedback that you got from your story idea. It gives you very actionable steps to take with your story and what to do to really leverage all of this information to move forward, to be able to adjust your book itself if you want, to promote your book for more likely success. It's really cool stuff. And then share your results. You can screenshot this and share on social media if you want. I'm definitely biased, but I think this is a really cool tool that gives you some really neat information about your book, your idea, your query letter. What I think it's one of the coolest projects that I've worked on. I hope you check it out. Links in the description and in the pinned comment. I hope you really love it. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, I have a whole series about testing different tools and different tools that I've created for authors and writers. There's a playlist that's coming up right now on the screen. Go ahead and watch that next. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel with the algorithm. Thanks so much for being a part of this community. I'll see you in the next one.